This webcast shows how models can be used while debugging the application functionality. In domain-specific modeling, a large portion of the code is generated from the models and then executed. Time to time, there are needs to debug the application code. While debugging is in the code level is always possible, it is better to use models during debug sessions. In this webcast, we look model level debugging in more detail using a demonstration. Before looking at the demonstration, let's look first what kind of debugging needs there are. One source of errors, of course, are plain coding errors. Typos, missing references, memory allocation issues, and such. When we generate the code, these kind of errors do not anymore happen. Code is also better looking, commented, as the code generator produces it. Naturally, generated code can have errors, but then errors are corrected to the generator, and then this is done by generator developer only, not by everybody. We can have also errors in the model level. However, in domain-specific modeling, the domain rules are encoded into the meta model, and that already prevents or at least reports on errors. Of course, last place for errors are those related to the validation. The application is performing correctly, but it is not doing what was intended. And here we can again use models for debugging as well. So let's see the demonstration here. I have here an example on digital wristwatch, and of course one way to debug is use normal ID functionality, set breakpoints and such. We can also access here from ID the models, and I'm using here the MetaEdit Plus plugin for Eclipse, and which allows me to access models from Eclipse. And here is one such a model. This is a model of a stopwatch application in a digital wristwatch. This application is described by using a domain-specific modeling language. And you can see here the concepts of the domain-specific modeling language here in top of the toolbar. Because this is a digital watch, my modeling concepts deals with icons, display functions, alarms, actions, and such. This language also has rules of the domain. So if I want to do something illegal, like connect this lap time state to this stopwatch icon, my language does not simply allow me to specify illegal things. If I would be using languages like UML here, I could freely specify things which might be illegal in the digital wristwatch domain. Or if I would be using plain C, I could easily make applications that break the rules of the domain. Now this language prevents me to do that kind of things. There are also checkings here. I can analyze my models and see that, okay, I have some elements which are not connected correctly, or some other kind of checkings. So this lap time state over here is not connected, and if I add such a connection and run a checker again, then I don't have any more that issue. After we have designed our application this way, the next thing we can do is we can run this and animate. So I'll move back to the Eclipse, and I can access my code generators here, and I can produce now my code and see how my lap time is working. So I can go now to the ACE model. If I go now and press a couple of times the mode button, now we are in this stopwatch application. And my design says that if I press the up button, we are now in the stop state. If I press the up button, it triggers the transition, puts the time, and shows the stopwatch icon. And now we can see that we are in a running state. And now if I press the down button, we should now be able to reach the lap time state. Now of course we can see that there is a problem on the application functionality. There is no way for us to move away from the lap time state. And so that purpose, it would be nice to add here a new transition that if I press the down button, then I could go to a running state again. Let's try this next. So I'll go back to the Eclipse, run my code generator again, and then I'll be able to see my stopwatch application. And now we are in this stopwatch application. Let me scale this a little bit. So now you can see that we are in the running state, and if I press the down button, we move to the lap time. And if I now press the down again, we can again see the current running stopwatch time. Flexible and open tools basically allow to do integration between models and code also at debugging level. Thank you for watching this video. Happy debugging!